Hey guys, this is Eric. Welcome to Eric Talks. I'm Eric. Let's talk. For those of you who might remember me, I touched base with you back in freaking June, and and did not intend for this start to take so long. The past few years I've found myself working 6 to 7 days a week, and that was part of the reason why I dropped off a few years back. And in YouTube years, if you're gone for a couple of months, you're pretty much dead. So I've been gone for a couple of years, and I'm now freshly resurrected out of the tomb. Lazarus has come forth. I had so much that I wanted to talk about. Part of what delayed this, I wanted to do, this tried and true system. I wanted the nice production, the thumbnails, the music intro and the outro, and I'm going to get to all that. I promise I'm going to give you guys the best content and quality that I possibly can. But part of the problem with that right now was I was just taking forever getting started. I realized, you know what? I'm not going to get started. I'm just going to have to improve this as we go. So I hope you'll bear with me. I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll comment and have this conversation with me, because I'm just going to build this as we go. So thank you for being with me and hanging with me and coming back, and let's do this. Today, I had the hardest time figuring out what to start with, but this news caught my attention today, and it is on Disney. Disney. So, the thing about coming back is, so much has happened in the past couple of years, is where to even start. So I'll have to refrain from just diving into every angle and just stick to the story at hand. So Disney has a shareholder meeting coming up on November 8th, right? And their stock has pretty much flatlined this entire quarter. Like there were gains, and then it dropped back down to basically where it was 3 months ago. That doesn't sound like a big deal, and it's not exactly losses, but that's pretty bad. From a shareholder perspective, that is definitely not what you want. You don't want flat. But they have delayed all of the upcoming Marvel titles, and I think it leaves 2023 completely Marvel free. So those of you contrarians out there who have been going, I'm just so sick of Marvel, I just want the movies to stop, congratulations. God has heard your prayers, and he is answering them as of right now. So according to Yahoo Finance, Disney recently announced changes and delays in the release dates of a slew of movie titles, including 4 from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this is not just an MCU issue, but MCU being basically their moneymaker, their flagship, that's going to get the most news. And the reason why this is not good news for Disney is because this is revenue that was set to come in that is now not. This also explains, I don't know if some of you guys saw this, the Disney Plus ran a special. Get your Disney Plus subscription if you come back for $1.99 the first month. And I didn't know there was a shareholder meeting coming. I was like, that was kind of out of the blue. But what it was they wanted a real quick boost in the numbers. So they could wave this piece of paper at the shareholder meeting and look at how much it's grown. I am going to confess that I did it. I caught up on some shows. I finally watched the Mandalorian episodes and Boba Fett and nothing else. And a few other things that my kids watched. Phineas and Ferb is always a good staple. But and then canceled it before the month could go through. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take advantage of this. So I did inflate their numbers, but I also took their money. You're welcome, Disney. But moving on, Marvel's Blade, the vampire movie starring, I can never pronounce this guy's name, Mahershala Ali, is now set to open on September 6th, 2024, having previously been slated for November 3rd, 2023. Marvel had to temporarily shut down the production of Blade after its director, Bassam Tariq, exited the project in September due to scheduling conflicts. My ass, scheduling conflicts. You don't walk away from a major studio tentpole that you've signed on to direct and the checks that are involved and all of that And you're like, you know what? I completely forgot I scheduled that dinner meeting that day. I'm sorry. I can't show up. I can't be there. I hate it. It chafes me when these guys use those terms, scheduling conflicts. My God. Oh, what? Somebody forgot to check the calendar when they were signing the contracts? Mm-hmm. So the thing about that one is I'm like a lot of people. When Phase 3 ended, I just didn't have any interest in Phase 4 moving forward. Some of you, a couple of you may remember a couple of years back that, and I may revisit these videos just to kind of catch up with what we were talking about in the past. But Marvel was, I kept speculating, Marvel looks like they're angling to push in all these new woke characters that no one cares about into the system. And I guess Captain Marvel encouraged them to do it because it ended up making $1 billion, but it was riding high on 90s nostalgia. But also, that was arguably when Marvel was at its peak. It was at its money-making peak. Anything they put out would make $1 billion. It was a false flag, really, because no one cares about Captain Marvel. It was annoying to see her in Avengers. It was annoying at her place in the end because she hadn't earned that, in my opinion. But anyway, them doing this, they have gone like full throttle in this direction, and they're introducing all these characters that no one cares about, that no one's heard of. They have just been making misstep after misstep. And I'll get into all this in another video because it really is a subject worth exploring, them just doing this ass backwards. But, so, the good news about Blade is Dune 2 will now be coming out 2 weeks earlier. So those of us who are fans of Dune, which I want to see that way more than Blade, will have to wait 2 less weeks to see that film, which is great. The untitled Deadpool threequel, I hate that term, has been moved from September 6, 2024 to November 8th, 2024. That's not too bad. A couple months, that's to make room for Blade. And, I'm just like, I don't know why. I guess Blade is more horror-centric, so open it before Halloween. Maybe that's their thinking. I don't know why they moved Deadpool instead, because Deadpool will be the bigger hit. So I guess that one kind of makes sense. I hate that we have to wait so long. Sean Levy is directing Deadpool 3, and he is an amazing director. The Wolverine thing arguably gets the most press, but Sean Levy is such a capable director. I'm very excited for that one. That's the only Marvel film I'm excited about. Fantastic Four has been pushed back several months to February 14th, 2025 from November 8th, 2024. January and February historically have been two of the weaker months. Now that's kind of changed, I guess, in recent years, but does anybody care about the Fantastic Four movie? At this point, and given the trajectory of that caring, will they care in a couple of years? Maybe. It's going to have to be a really dynamic cast and crew on that one. I've heard nothing about what's going on with Fantastic Four other than that. All the news on all this is very vague. Disney has been they seem to be really losing grip of the steering wheel. Marvel is moving the multiverse saga finale Avengers Secret Wars from November 7th, 2025 to May 1st, 2026. Avengers The Kang Dynasty is staying put on May 2nd, 2025, but fans now have to wait a full year between the two crossovers. That's not that big a deal to me. They made a lot of hay about making them 6 months apart, but, a year is fine. That's fine. And, I'm kind of curious about that, but I just can't see myself caring too terribly much. Unless they pull out the big guns and bring back Downey Jr. and the old hats, which, believe me, guys, mark my words, they're working on. I'm putting it on paper right now. What is it? October 12th, 2022, Eric says they are working on getting Robert Downey Jr. back, and probably Chris Evans. They have to. They have to cut the checks. They are going to lose Marvel at this point. It's not that those guys are the linchpin, though some would argue that they are. is that they have steered this ship so badly, they have to write it with audiences. And bringing back two characters that everyone loves will definitely help them get it there. And if they're not working on it, they are. They just are. Disney also pushed back two untitled projects. One unnamed Marvel movie slated to release on February 14, 2025. Now, what that tells me, and I could be wrong about this, but what the cynical me thinks when he reads that is they didn't even know what that was going to be. They were just slapping something on the calendar, going, "What do we got?" Chewing on a cigar. You can't smoke in woke Disney anymore, so chewing on their hand. What do we got? Yeah, trying to figure out what to put there. Another unnamed movie that was set for May 1st, 2026 is no longer on the schedule at all. So we'll see what they're going to do. I believe this is not good news for Disney. Like I said, this is not good news. They have been having such a monstrously bad time with their movie revenue, and now this leaves a gaping hole. And they're going to be more dependent on Disney Plus, and putting out garbage like She-Hulk and Boba Fett, and I mean all the missteps that they've made recently, they're really going to have to lean in. So let me know what you guys think about this. Is anybody excited for the new Marvel films? Is it just me that just doesn't have... I know I'm not the only one being tepid, but I would like your thoughts. You guys help me balance my thoughts and get a full picture. And, is anybody reading the comics anymore? Again, that is a subject that I want to delve back into. And my videos may come a little unevenly. I hope that you guys will bear with me. As I figure out my schedule, as I figure out my equipment, as I get everything back together again, I'm basically starting over fresh from scratch, brand new. But I love being back. I love talking with you. I love hearing your thoughts and what you have to say. And has anybody seen... just let me know what you've liked so far. I've been very disappointed with the Marvel stuff as of late. And I probably won't be going to see Black Panther because it just doesn't interest me. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Take care. If you're new here, please subscribe, like the video, share the video with your friends and loved ones and your enemies. And we will talk to you again, hopefully very, very soon. Until next time.